What is going on, guys? Back with another video. So whilst altcoins are cheap, whilst the market is quiet in relation to altcoins, you need to be researching solid projects that you can pick up at cheap prices. One of the best narratives is Depin. I think, again, you need exposure in your portfolio. Some people might think this is boring, when you break down within storage, IoT, VPN, sub-narratives. But at the end of the day, guys, Deepin is a narrative which has real world usage. And the good thing is a lot of these projects come into multiple narratives, right? Today, we're going to cover 5 Deepin projects, which I think have huge potential, very strong. And I think, you need to have some of these in your portfolio. Of course, none of this is financial advice. So when we have a look at the total market cap for Deepin projects, guys, you're looking at around 20 billion, right? Very small when you consider just how big we've seen other narratives like meme coins, layer ones go. Deepin is going to be one of the biggest narratives, one of the biggest growth sectors, in my opinion. And of course, you can go for, your high caps, the likes of Tau, get AI exposure as well, Render, but there are some very good low caps, and we're going to have a look into some of these projects, right? The first one, you're all going to know it, OORT, arguably my favorite project. Very solid, guys. Very underrated, very undervalued. $20 million in market cap. When you look at the fully diluted valuation of 2 bit, when you see the max supply of 2 billion, this is actually going to be 1.2 billion. 800 million are going to be locked up for burns. And when you look at what they're doing, guys, again, very solid use case, right? Main reason is they're actually generating a lot of revenue. They've got a lot of different revenue streams, whether that's the storage protocol, whether it's the AI agents, whether it's the from the devices, from the nodes. There's a lot of use case. There's a lot of revenue streams in here, also from the Olympus protocol, the fees. So you have an opportunity to get something which is actually earning revenue, right? You can have a look here, guys, in terms of some of the big companies. Again, I've covered this many times. Real companies are utilizing their platform, their different narratives, right? Whether it's BNB, who are using OORT for their storage capabilities, the likes of Dell, who are also using OORT for storage. And again, when you have a look at the storage, it is very effective, it's efficient. You've got a lot of different integrations with different apps, and it is also a lot more cost effective in comparison to some of the competition. And then you've got the likes of Seagate, who are using OORT AI products, Lenovo, again, who are using the AI agents to help improve, customer service. And then you've got the likes of Tencent as well, guys, right? So again, a lot of good things are going on with OORT. Global coverage with the nodes, the nodes as well, is where you can basically earn some passive income, and it is one of the streams for OORT to basically generate revenue through their DMOS device, which they will be upgrading, which looks pretty good as well. So yeah, guys, this is a project which is really working. They're developing, and the only thing that needs to improve with OORT is in relation to the marketing, right? Getting more influencers on board, more people talking about it. And I think that is the missing piece for this puzzle, which I do think will be coming. And ultimately, everything else on it is very solid. And I think, you will be regretting not getting early into this project. That would be the first Deepin project. The second one is one that I was buying at the lows, Natix, which has been performing very well over the past sort of week or so. And again, the reason this is performing well, guys, it has a real world use case, right? This is essentially a geo-mapping solution for various drivers, for smart cars. And again, it also has a real use, right, where people can contribute to the network, to the mapping network. You can see here already, they've got, over 250,000 drivers, global coverage across 170 countries. Also, this does get into AI as well. So again, this is something you want to see. They've got real, real products here that they are going to be generating revenue from. You can basically use this with different car models. So again, this is something which is very solid. Also, you can see here some of the use cases for basically helping to build different maps, and you use AI within this as well, autonomous driving, physical AI. So this is a really interesting project, and I'm a big fan of this. I think they are really, updating, developing at a very good pace. Also, it is on Solana, which is also, some people might like that, some people might not. Ultimately, it is one of the biggest hype chains, the biggest chains for this cycle. In terms of the token as well, Natix, very good token utility as well, which is also really important. And they also have some big partnerships with the likes of Grab in relation to Grab Maps to basically help improve the mapping software on Grab, which is massive, right? This is a huge company. If you've been to Southeast Asia, you will know about Grab. So on top of that, they're doing token burns, good engagement as well on the project. So yeah, guys, this is another good micro cap, low cap option. It has pumped 100%. So again, that is why I always say to you, dollar cost average is the best way. But ultimately, guys, this is a project I can still see performing very well. 27 million market cap. This has potential to really give some good returns from here. Third one, guys, is another one which again hits multiple narratives. AI tech has had a pullback. This did have a nice rally all the way from around, I think around 30 million, all the way up to nearly 120 million. It has had a pullback down to 80 million. And now that it's come down, everyone is going to be scared again. Some people are going to see an opportunity, guys. 80 million, depending on what your average price is, potentially this could be a good way to lower your price. But ultimately, this is still a very good project. Of course, when their data center is fully completed, this is going to absolutely explode, in my opinion. Very good use case, guys. The data center, keeping computing power within Europe, helping to stop outsourcing to the US. And on top of that, guys, as I've said, it has a massive ecosystem in terms of the different products they offer. You've got computing marketplaces for GPUs, you've got AI agent assistance, VPN, also Launchpad, debit card. So there's a lot of different things going on with this project. The other good thing about AI tech, guys, is it has probably some of the best marketing across crypto. You will see this project absolutely everywhere in terms of advertising. It's on base, and they're also going to be bridging to Solana, which is just going to continue to, push this project out there. So yeah, guys, as I've said, marketing is really good, very good engagement on this as well, and it is also cross narrative as well. So yeah, guys, I think if you're looking for a project which has a lot of use case and also has very good marketing, good roadmap, good use case in terms of GPU services as well, AI, AI agents, this is something which I think is really going to perform well. You can see here in terms of the data center as well. They tell you exactly the key features in relation to the center in terms of the storage, the speed, the security, and also statistics in relation to, what they want to sort of achieve with that. And as I've said here are some of the other things they also offer as well. So, AI tech is a very good project, and I think, this is going to perform well as well. The fourth one is one which I don't actually have, but it has been getting a bit of hype. Again, you probably know this from Alex Becker, Pinlink. So again, I do need to do more in-depth research on this, but essentially what this is, cross-narrative as well, AI, RWA, and Depin. Essentially, it's a good way for people who own different Depin assets. You can rent these assets out and basically earn some revenue. So again, website is pretty basic, but you can see here, also has AI into it as well with Pinlink AI, which optimizes resource management for high performance computing and cloud storage as well. So also you can have, shares, fractionalized shares within different Depin assets. And again, you need the pin token to basically access some of these Depin assets and rent them out. So again, they have this whole model here as well of how it works. Basically, a good way for people to earn, rental income from their Depin assets. So yeah, it is an interesting project. As I've said, I do need to do more research into it. But you can see here, they've got a team here that is also fully doxed, and the team also do have some pretty big experience. So yeah, interesting project. Still pretty small in terms of the following, but they do have some good engagement as well, and also looks here as if they're doing buybacks and burns of the tokens. So yeah, guys, interesting project. Of course, in terms of Becker being behind this or pushing this out, it could be a good way for this to pump. But ultimately as well, it is a project which people can earn real revenue from in terms of renting out their Depin assets. So yeah, interesting project, and I'll probably will do some more research into it. 60 million market cap, so it is a bit higher in comparison to the likes of OORT and Natix, which I do prefer. But we can see just where this goes. And the final project on the list, guys, is going to be an older project. It is higher in market cap. It is Arweave, right? 460 million market cap. Majority of the supply is out. And back to all-time highs. You're talking close to a 10x. And essentially what this is, guys, is it is a permanent storage solution where you pay a one-off fee in comparison to, paying monthly fees on different storage protocols. And also, this is also a layer one as well. So in terms of what they offer, guys, it's not exciting. Of course, storage people think is boring, but it does have a real use case, guys. You can see here, some big names are using their sort of storage protocol. You've got the likes of Meta, who are using Arweave to store NFTs from Instagram. So this is massive. A huge company like Meta being, using Arweave. And then, you've got a big protocol in relation to the ecosystem as well. A lot of different sort of projects as well. And you've got the likes of this one, r.io, which is also the first permanent cloud network, the main one, building on Arweave. So yeah, so I think again, this is something which does have a lot of potential. Of course, it isn't as exciting as some of the other plays. In terms of the engagement isn't the best with Arweave. As I've said, it's a project which is it's storage essentially. So but again, storage is really important. And yeah, guys, ultimately, when it comes to Depin, you do need to have some exposure. For me, guys, I think OORT is the best risk reward. I really do like Natix, and I think AI Tech are, very, very strong projects. All under 100 million. OORT is 20 million, Natix is, 27 million. So for me, guys, these are some very good projects. The ones I do hold are OORT, Natix, and AI Tech. And yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on Depin. Let me know what projects you're bullish on. And I'll see you soon for the next video.